Okay, so this video is the first in a series of videos on hypothesis testing, and we're going to look at a hypothesis test of a single proportion. So for this example, all made up data, by the way, but a sample of 83 parents of students in Wethersfield were asked whether they thought that having a full day, remote day of school instead of a traditional snow day was a good idea. So the superintendent surveyed 57 parents and of the 57 parents who were surveyed, 32 responded in favor of full day remote instruction. Now, the superintendent has claimed that he believes that a majority of parents would support that idea. So based on that information, based on this data, can we conclude that his claim is reasonable? And again, alpha is 0.01, so we're going to test at a 1% level of significance. So we're going to go to stat, basic stats, and come down this list for one proportion because we're going to do a test about a single proportion. So we're going to click one proportion. We have summarized data. The default here is one or more samples, but since we don't have the sample data, we have summarized. Notice the number of events is 32, and the number of trials is 57. 57 parents were surveyed, 32 said yes, they were in favor of full remote day instruction. Now, if we clicked OK, we look here at the settings that we used for confidence intervals. Since we're going to do a hypothesis test, the main difference is we're going to select this box that says perform hypothesis test. And here's where we put in the hypothesized proportion. Okay. The superintendent claims that it's 0.5. Okay. Now our options, and that's our null hypothesis, by the way. The null hypothesis of the proportion is 0.5. Okay. Our confidence level is going to be 99 since we have a 1% significance level. Alpha is 0.01. Now, what's our alternate hypothesis? Okay. The superintendent claims that he believes a majority of parents. So that would be greater than 0.5. So notice my null hypothesis is equal to 0.5. My alternate is greater than 0.5. And we're going to leave this on exact. Okay. Don't worry about changing that method for this course. Okay. So we hit OK. And then now we click OK. And we see here's our proportion. Okay. N is 57. 32 people said yes. So that's a sample P or a P hat of 0.56. Okay. So this means they can conclude with 99% confidence that at least 40%, the proportion is at least 0.4. Okay. We're testing to see if we can conclude this is at least greater than 0.5. We have a p-value of 0.214, and that p-value is not greater than, is not less than 0.01, so it is not reasonable to conclude that a majority of parents, even though I've got a sample that's 32 out of 57, that's not sufficient to conclude that for all parents that it's going to be at least 50%. Okay, so there's a null hypothesis with a single proportion.